time.
get to it. Yeah,
All right,
let's
look.
not mess
So
around.
I got the Young Bucks stuff with FTR, and that's going to lead into our main topic for today. I know we're starting with AEW, which is unusual, but this was
No,
Young Bucks versus
fine.
FTR number 4, the 4th fight at Dynasty after what's their names? The FTR won the trilogy at All In, but this was a bloody, gory fight. As I'm going to show you guys some clips right here. And there was some crazy, crazy spots. Crazy spots. Actually, I'm just going to highlight the spots. We're really not going to watch most of this match. But, oh, I like this backflip moonsault by Dax, or Cash Wheeler, excuse me. But you don't really see him as being that type of athletic guy, but he did another crazy thing later in the match. Well, this was one of the Bucks getting speared into a table by Cash. This was a 450, and this was a fucked up pile driver from Dax. I don't know what happened there. That was pretty wicked. I think he was trying to sit down, but he couldn't really get all the weight on his butt, so his feet kind of crashed into the ladder, and that could have been bad.
I mean, it's never.
I think they were all tired too. I'm skipping through a lot.
It's never a good idea to do that type of move on the ladder. It's not really steady, obviously.
Yeah, sometimes they just break on their own without anything happening. Oh, this was the spear from.
Oh yeah.
I gotta admit, that was a great spot. The way he flew into it and everything at full speed. Not bad, not bad. Okay, but there was interference. FTR is gonna lose, but they kind of messed up this ending spot too because Dax had to go back down. Jack Perry was a little late. That is Jack Perry. I'll just ruin it for you guys, but they said it was a fan at first.
It was him? I'm just kidding.
So that was the moment. The brave man who stood up to CM Punk is back.
Yeah. The scapegoat.
And then the Young Bucks win. Okay. All right. So this is going to lead into the thing I actually wanted to talk about with you guys. Unless you guys have comments about this match as a match, it didn't really have a clean ending, so it didn't really matter. I don't think.
Unless Robert has something he wants to say about the match, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I do have one thing, but I'll let Robert go first.
Okay. Well, overall, I did enjoy the match. The only thing is this was a direct follow-up to Ospreay versus Danielson. So at this point, I'm already exhausted. The pay-per-view could have ended right there, and I would have been fine. But then there were 2 matches after this. This followed directly after that. So I'm like, okay, let me see what happens here. But you know, I this is pretty decent. Pretty much what I would expect from them. Well, they used a lot more tables and ladders than what I remember them doing in their previous matches, but overall this was good. But like I said, the only problem was like I was just exhausted after the Danielson Ospreay match. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I like the spots, the crazy spots, the craziness, and the return of Jack Perry, which I thought smacked more here in this match than in what we're gonna see coming up on Dynamite. But Vlad, any comments before? Oh yeah, you said that it was already late in the show. I didn't get that same fatigue because I watched it like through multiple sessions. Like I watched an hour of it and then a couple hours. And
no, I was just gonna say that it followed what Robert said, that it followed Danielson and Ospreay. That, you know, I think they could have changed the order of the matches where somehow Ospreay, if they're gonna have that type of match that they had, they probably should have gone on last. But anyways, overall, I mean, okay, yeah, it had some spots, but this is a thing that happens on almost a lot of these AEW matches, so I'm not exactly saying I didn't really see anything too crazy about this one. You know, it was what it was.
You're saying this could have gone on last? It would have been cool if the Jack Perry appearance was the final.
No, not this could have gone on last. No, Ospreay and Bryan Danielson should have gone on last.
Ospreay and Danielson we'll talk about that a bit later, but that had a sad ending. I don't think that would have been a nice end to the pay-per-view. Swerve winning the title was a nice end to the pay-per-view. But anyways.
Yeah, we could debate that, I guess.
I'll get to that. I'll get to the Ospreay Danielson stuff next. That's probably our next topic after this. But I do want to jump to Dynamite when Jack Perry shows up, and they're gonna. The angle was that he's gonna talk to. Wait, I went too far ahead. This was where they were in the back, and he went to talk to Tony Khan, and supposedly they were gonna hash things out or something, and talk in the ring, and put all this behind us, the whole CM Punk fight it all in, and just. So this is the end when Jack Perry comes to the ring. Tony Khan comes in. He's really short, man. He's like short compared to Jack Perry, which is really short. He is a tiny man, it seems. But
I don't think he's that short. He's just like a no average looking guy.
He's gotta be really short, man. I think he's like 5'5" or something. Anyways, so they hug it out, and this was the moment where Vlad, how about you're the wrestling expert? You need to analyze the work of AEW owner Tony Khan taking a wicked punch to the stomach from Jack Perry right there. What did you think of the way he went down in a heap?
Should
I rewind it? Let's see it again.
I don't know, bro.
He was kind of already going down before he even hit him.
I don't know about the work. I mean, when you get hit in the stomach, do you just like collapse like that? Like you can't move? I mean, he didn't. Like usually, I understand grabbing your gut if you got hit real hard in the stomach, but like the way, I don't know. The work. I mean, what work? This whole thing is ridiculous. I don't. Next question.
Robert, what did you think of the way he took that punch to the stomach?
I think
Vince
more
wasn't
natural,
the best.
I don't know. I think the more natural reaction should have been he should have had his hand over his gut a little bit sooner, as opposed to like there were like a few seconds there where he was just lying flat on the floor.
Yeah.
But look, I don't know. I remember seeing Vince McMahon take some ridiculous bumps too,
he wasn't the best at taking bumps.
Neither one of them were good at taking bumps, but I don't know. I can't say much about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really criticizing that. I probably criticized this whole angle, but you know what? The more I think about it, as I was about to criticize it in my head, I'm like, at least they're trying something, man. It's better than the zero that they've been.
So I guess I might as well add during the match when they did show Jack Perry interfering, coming back, I thought that was a pretty ballsy move actually, because especially after the controversy of airing the CM Punk footage and then the crowd chanting CM Punk's name. I didn't think they would actually do something like this, but we'll see where they go.
What, you just think they would never ever use him? Like he would never come back?
Maybe not this soon. But
soon? It's been like a year.
Yeah, it's been a year, but then they aired the footage, the CM Punk footage, like a couple weeks ago, and there was a lot of backlash.
You mean soon? Maybe that's why they aired it a couple weeks ago, because they knew Jack Perry was coming back.
Okay.
Anyways,
yeah, for sure.
All right. So I pressed pause on the video we were watching, but the Young Bucks and Okada come out. Okada, who Jim Cornette is calling Japanese Cody Rhodes.
Cody.
Cody, which is so funny. I don't know why I never thought of that. Because he wears a suit and he has his hair dyed.
He dyed his hair. Yeah. Yep. It's actually genius, but
calls him Cody. Oh goodness.
Okay, but let's continue.
So the Young Bucks come out and they're like, for a second they're telling Jack Perry, "What did you do? What have you done?" But then they grab Tony Khan by both arms, and everyone's like, "Oh, what? They're gonna trigger him." And that was a cool moment. I thought when they grabbed him by his arms, I thought that was a cool use of their gimmick, And then I guess Okada stops them, and then he tells them to give him the TK driver, give him the move they named after him, and they lift him up, and Tony Khan's junk is in Nick Jackson's face, and they give him a spike truck, both of them in a way.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You want me to rewind it? Yeah.
No need. I don't need to see whose junk was in whose face.
Anyway, so he takes a spike pile driver off the top rope, the TK driver, and He's gonna lay there unconscious for a few minutes, and people are gonna come out and people act worried, like referees and stuff. Like, what are you doing, pushing around the EVPs?
Yeah.
You know. Now they've done it. Now they've gone too far, right? But, and then I'm gonna skip to the very end when they are celebrating on the ramp, the Elite and Jack Perry, and then Tony Khan's dad comes out, Chad Khan.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was his dad.
That was his dad.
That was
Yeah.
his dad. At the last second, he came out like, "What happened? What are you? They're beating up my kid. I invested $1 billion so that my son could get beat up. What is going on here?
So my son
What
could get paralyzed. I've lost millions of dollars so my son could get paralyzed. Sorry. Continue. Continue with the hosting of this great show, Karen.
No, that's it. I mean, that's the big angle they ran.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna get thoughts from you guys. I'll start with Vlad. Was it believable? Was it good?
I mean, it's something. It's something. Was it good? No, I don't think so. I mean, was it believable?
They even brought out Tony Khan's dad.
Oh, come on, man. Gives a shit. Robert didn't even know who that guy was. For Robert, Robert knew that was just some weirdo looking old man. Just like, who is that guy, right? No, I mean, I did know that was his dad because I've seen his picture and I know he's one of the owners of the Jaguars, so I've seen his picture. So
yeah, I kind of figured it was him too by the way he came out all worried looking and stuff.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, yes, I knew that it was his dad.
but was it on a believability rating? Up to 10 on a scale of 1 to 10.
No, it wasn't really believable. Obviously, it was
At all, so it was a 0.
I mean, it's AEW, so I mean, if we have to grade on a curve, I guess, because come on, believable AEW. Nothing, I mean, it's fine. I mean, the only thing I'll say it's an angle. It's something. They're going with something. It's better than absolutely nothing. Which is what they've given us before on angles or stories or anything. I mean, usually this is a company that just says, "Oh, we're going to have good matches, and that's all we care about," like, which is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous strategy to have for a wrestling company to just have cold matches that don't mean anything. So at least this is something. I don't know where it's going to go or what's going to happen, but it looks like Omega's coming back next week. I'm sure he'll be part of it. Okay, I mean, I don't think it's going to be good, and based on the ratings that this thing got, nobody cares. They had the lowest rating in like 3 years in AEW as far as Dynamite. So like nobody really cares about this show, but at least they're trying, I guess.
Yeah, but it's a major angle, right, Robert? This is like basically.
If nobody's watching, is it a major angle? I mean,
It's the Stone Cold angle. It's the Stone Cold beating up the owner angle.
Oh my god!
Right, Robert? Do you see the parallels? Or no?
Okay,
but this is the very beginning of it, so I don't know. Let's see how this develops. But I'm with Vlad. At least they're trying something. They're capitalizing on the recent controversy. So they're doing something. There's some sort of angle here. So we'll see where they go with it. When you say believability, like what do you mean by that exactly? You asked about
like phoniness. Like, some people could make it like an AJ Styles match is a 10 on the believability rating because it looks realistic.
Okay, I mean,
like a Bret Hart.
Tony Khan is not a wrestler though. Like, so he can't really. Kind of like what Vlad said about grading on a curve, but I would say the same, but in the sense that Tony Khan's not really a professional wrestler. Like, he has to do what he can with his extremely limited experience. So on a believability, is it believable? No, but how much can you expect from him, really?
Okay, well, is this gonna get? What is the point? The point of this is to get heat for Jack Perry. Is it gonna do that at least? Like, is this?
I thought so. I actually
for the whole group.
Yeah, I expected there to be more boos. Actually, like I heard a lot of cheers.
Oh, really? I didn't even hear that.
Maybe it'll depend where they are and which.
Yeah, I guess maybe in a different venue there'll be.
Oh, that's hilarious. They hate them in Jacksonville where they own the team. They hate Tony Khan and the Khans in general because they've ruined the sports there, huh? And probably ruined AEW there, but as well. But okay.
Well, if they think they were getting Jack Perry heat from this, like, I don't think they really needed to. Like, he's already got heat. He's from the whole Punk thing and everything. He's just from the way he is as been known as a shithead and backstage with management and stuff. I don't think they needed to make an angle where he beats up the benevolent owner. And the benevolent owner is not even someone who's very popular in the wrestling community right now. So that, you're not going to really cheer him beating Tony Khan up because nobody likes Tony Khan, right? He's horrible. He's a horrible booker. He sucks as a booker, and he's getting a lot of the blame for AEW's troubles. So you're not going to get like sympathy for Tony Khan and heat for Jack Perry from this. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, you're probably onto something, but I think they are, at least, like I said, I think it's something. I don't know where it's going, and
I don't think they needed to do it. I don't think it's even something. I think it's a detrimental thing. I think it would have been fine if he just came in. And, what they did at Dynasty was fine with him helping the Young Bucks. They didn't need to get Tony Khan involved. And there's no point getting Tony Khan involved, too, because the parallel I made to Vince McMahon and how Vince was, not a great seller and stuff like that. We kind of let it pass because he had such an incredible personality and he was so funny that it was like, all right, you know what? Even though he's not a great worker, we're gonna let it go because he's just so amazing on the mic.
Let's not compare Tony Khan to Vince McMahon.
Well, that's why I'm saying they shouldn't have even let him on the air with this angle, really.
And what are we comparing Jack Perry to Steve Austin? I mean, it's insane. What are we? That's insane.
I mean, look at him. Look at him with his hands on his chest like this, like this is him.
Well, he's having a heart attack. What do you want from the guy? Look, I disagree. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually going to defend AEW a little bit. That they are going for something. They don't have any angles in this company. They don't do anything. They just have matches. They don't. This is at least something. I'm not saying it's going to end well or it's going to go anywhere. I mean, stuff happens on TV one week and then is disregarded or like ignored or whatever the next week or the weeks to follow. But at least this is, I don't know, an angle of some sort.
All right. Unless Robert has something to say, I got to move on because we're limited on time today. So
let's go ahead and move on.
Collision was interesting to me because Tony Khan came out and he was selling his neck injury. He came out and greeted the crowd, thank you for coming, but he had like a neck brace on,
I heard he had that at the NFL draft that he was selling it, and Pat McAfee was talking about it because he was hosting the NFL show, and he mentioned that he's look at Tony Khan with his with his neck brace
selling his injury, right?
But McAfee was going with it, which was kind of funny considering they're rival companies,
No, they were keeping kayfabe, and how about Tony Khan keeping kayfabe like the old days, man?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not.
Shit! By the way, guys, I guess I fucked up for the past few segments. You guys did switch. So Vlad became a Frozen Asian, and Robert became a wrestling expert.
Well, it's all right. I think it's fine to switch once in a while. I've always wanted to be a Frozen
When my
Asian.
computer crashed, I couldn't figure out how to switch it back, so I just said, fuck it. Anyway.
I don't care.
Okay.
No.